Welcome back to the Throwdown Rocket League Challenge Finals, proudly supported by Maccas, where you can download the My Maccas app now and order like a legend. My name is Jake Hysterics, Aussie Penko. I got Courier Lord and I got Yummy Cheeseman at the end there as well, who joined the legend train and who just witnessed a 4-0 smashing by Scylla Esports. They now move up. They've got another best of 7 to go through. These guys are going to be exhausted, but heck, they're going to be warmed up.
It's a big showing for them, and they're going to try and make the running all the way through the gauntlet, and that's the problem with coming through at the bottom.
Exactly.
Well, the upside, though, is going to be a much nicer run than last time, having not going to 7 every single time.
Exactly right, but they will be taking on Pale Horse Esports, who are coming fresh off the Cabbage Patch, and they're looking refreshed, and they've looked great in the split.
Pale Horse Esports came through from the community qualifier and managed to come in second place.
Well, they are terrifying. They started out scrappy, but by the end they had great play set up by Kia, who just allowed his teammates to perform all around the pitch.
And Jules has connected with this team so well. The substitute for the roster, and he has the highest score per game of anyone in the entire league because he just goes off in the front half.
But in Pale Horse Esports, there was one person who impressed me, and that was Kami, who is our Champions of Play Player Spotlight, brought to you by Maccas.
Kami is incredible, but it's his passing that's really come to fruition this season, as we've seen once again off the corner, time and time. He's one of those players that there's so many clips here in league play just passing it to his teammates that we were spoiled for choice.
Oh, yeah, that's it. He's like the wall god as well.
Yeah.
He can camp up there. He can put insane shots away. And all through league play, we saw this. But he can also pass off the wall to his team.
Yeah, his insane shots is something to mention. We don't have them here, but he just got ridiculous angles over and over again. So when he's up here on the wall like that, people just think he's going to get that in the net, and then he passes it, and Jules or Kia get to finish that off. And this is also why he's got so many assists. 1.10. The next highest is 0.72. That gives you context of how good he is at passing.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That means every time he passes, he's going to average a goal every single game just off that alone. And his shot percentage was pretty solid as it is, so you don't know where to go.
And Kami has been magnificent. We're going to see a lot more of him today, and that's why he's the Champions of Play Player Spotlight.
But Kami is an impressive fact. You've got to look at how Scylla performed last game, however, and you see how they played, picking a bit of the Kami style. Was either AoE Amp or Dumbo, I believe, sitting on those walls.
Yep.
Going up against Pale Horse Esports, how are they going to represent each team? Is it going to be passing plays versus passing plays, or are Scylla going to adapt and try something different here?
It's a very close matchup. Both of the teams have a very similar style. You can even match up the players. Like Kia is the Dumbo. AoE Amp matches up with Kami.
Yep.
And Jules and Snarf, that's the only place that I would really put the mismatch there, as Snarf's more midfield and Jules is all about the attack.
Yep.
But they're both really fast teams. They both put on a lot of pressure. And again, it's going to come down to who executes best.
If you asked me like 2 weeks ago, it would be like easy Scylla. But Pale Horse getting those big pass plays and Kami transitioning from just the guy that shoots to the guy that does everything to make a goal happen does lead me to think that Pale Horse is in a really good spot.
It's been the big change for them. Moving Kami back has gotten them a lot more control over the pitch.
Kami is a big asset to Pale Horse Esports. I bring it up every time. You guys know I like Kami.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys know
day one.
why I like Kami, because he's just an exceptional player. Like you said, the assists, there is so much he brings to the Pale Horse Esports team. So as we go into this next series, do we think that Pale Horse can actually just destroy Scylla, or is Scylla on too much of a high right now?
Ooh, it is a close one. I think Scylla are going to carry the momentum. It's always been...
Did you just say
the
momentum?
back. Yeah, I did.
Because it's not a lie, Jake.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, God. I'm going to get out of the way.
Come here.
This is the finals, everyone. And
I'm so
it's
glad.
A professional streamer, all suit and tied up.
I'm so glad you said momentum.
I'm so unhappy that happened.
So you're talking about momentum. Sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah, so momentum. They're going to come in on a high. They're warmed up. They're ready to go. Pale Horse Esports, on the other hand, they're going to have to warm up into the series. And I think that's a huge advantage to Scylla. And they're going to go 4-2 in this one.
Well,
Ooh, I'm going to go 4-3 the other way. Pale Horse.
okay, so 4-3, 4-2, Scylla Esports. Have they warmed up enough? Well, we're about to find out. And we're going to see if Pale Horse Esports are looking good enough from league play as we take away Cheeseman once again and jump into our next series. Pale Horse, Fresh. They're fresh horses right now. I know you want to talk about death and all that, but I'm talking about real horses right now.
Yeah, they're the dark horse.
Yeah.
So, but do you reckon that they'll lose? They'll have a long face?
No, well, I mean, yeah. But no, bartender
Did not land.
It's like bartender walks into a bar. No,
Yeah.
sorry, hang on.
Yeah,
That's-
start
I
again,
already
start
brought
again.
up the joke. Let me pretend that never happened. Right? Let's
Just
start again.
recenter.
Horse walks into the bar.
Yeah.
Bartender says, "This is a joke, isn't it?"
Ha! Meta, love it.
It's not
Let's
bad.
move on.
It's not bad. It's not the
Oh
worst.
God,
But if you look at Scylla Esports, we got Cthulhu
that is true.
taking on
Death.
again.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sick, right?
You brought this back like
Yeah, I love my mythology.
a couple of weeks
Makes
ago.
me pretty happy. So, like, I'm gonna have to bet on Death. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of
whole
controls a lot of
reaping thing.
Well, I mean, you did bet on Death again.
Yeah.
It wasn't Cthulhu who took it. I always thought it was. So there's Cthulhu, and then there's like, what's the other one? The Kraken.
The crack. So Scylla is Greek mythology. In the Odyssey, he kind of chills on a cliff, and then
Oh, yeah?
guy's trying to go home to his wife, and his Scylla's like, nah, nom 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 nom.
Oh, okay. Well, not sure if you can do the same with Pale Horse Esports as we jump into the first game of our second series, our semi-final. Scylla Esports coming fresh off a win. Pale Horse Esports jumping onto the pitch nice and strong. It's going to be Jules who carries the ball and starts Pale Horse off very, very nicely. And Kami there lying in wait. We're going to see if he's doing his pass plays once again.
Pass plays are so important to Pale Esports. God damn it, Esports way of playing now because they're so good at allowing their team to get into position and follow it up.
There we go, Scylla Esports doing exactly what they did in that last series against BFC, but a very different style of team from Pale Horse Esports, and they are a great passing team. Jules opening the goal, it rolls around the goal and actually almost fumbles in. This was very close from Scylla Esports. A quick demo, but it's not going to matter because Kami has rotated back.
Control is what it's about, and demos from both teams is something I expect to be a reoccurring theme, and there was an attempt right there to bump Kia right out of the goal.
Pale Horse on the defense, finally getting the clear away. It's Kia who has impressed us over the past couple of weeks, setting it up for himself. The ball into that center field. It rolls back. Kami's there, misses the touch. Followed through by Jules, but he misses the touch as well. Just trying to get the clear now is all that's important. Kia will find it, and Scylla again in their defensive half.
Well, that's what we talked about before. Yummy said the warm-up and 4 consecutive games from Scylla may give them the slight edge, and they are getting up into the air slightly faster.
Especially when you're taking down BFC. But look at this. Kami again following suit. It's going to go back to Kia. He lobs the ball up, and it's going to stick around this center field. If we play around the midfield, I think we're going to see a lot from Pale Horse Esports, but Kami has driven on up. Jules will find the rolling ball, lobs it over the top. Yeah, really nicely played here. Jules taking it himself. Nice one from Jules, no doubt.
Sick outplay. Oh, that was just beautiful to watch. That makes me so happy. Oh, damn, son.
That was sexy. I'm going to use that word. Appropriate, yes. Inappropriate, yes. Pale Horse Esports have kicked us off with a beautiful start to the game. Jules with the solo play, Kami with the help, Kia with the clear. This 3-man unit from Pale Horse Esports are exceptional. The ball has just been centered again. Kami's around the side. Do they find the challenge? No, they don't find the 50-50 either. With 3 minutes remaining, Scylla Esports have started on the back foot of this game, but the opportunities lie in wait, as I like to say.
Great opportunity picked up there by Pale. Did see that they weren't going to make the connection in the air, so the follow-up came through, and there we see it again. The team supporting each other, and Jules putting it straight, nicely, bow-tied into the goal.
Look at this guy. I mean, honestly, have you seen anyone who can handle balls like that? No way. Jules the man. Jules the clam. I don't know. I can't rhyme. 2 goals.
2 goals.
Nice start for Pale Horse Esports in game number 1. And what an exceptional couple of goals from Jules. I mean, honestly, this guy... One week I said, oh, he's not playing to his form. And then after that, he's like, screw you, Hysterics. I'm a good player. You said I was last week. What's going on? And then he brought it back. No, he didn't even bring it back. Mind you, he always had it. A great addition. And Pale Horse Esports, one of the teams to watch in Oceania for a very good reason.
Yeah, great defense there by Kia. Did manage to get the clear, and the follow-up as well is so good. They're recentering higher than the goal, knowing that it's safe. No aerial follow-ups from Scylla.
Kami trying to play the pass ball, but they leave the goal wide open. No, they don't. Kia's back in there as well. Scylla Esports setting it up. Great defense. Everyone rotates back, and Pale Horse will keep it clean for now.
Ooh, big bump from Scylla, though. They're not keeping it clean.
Another one.
Bullying Jules all around the pitch, not letting them get another opportunity.
Scylla Esports having so many shots, but none going in. This net is never wide open. They're just trying to cheat the ball away, coming through for the aerial. Dumbo trying to finish it off. This is some intense play, but Pale Horse Esports just looks so much more rapidly better in defense than BFC.
Well, that's it. They've got that defense that's going so much better. Maybe it's because they've played a similar style to Scylla, so they know what to expect.
That was a great bump from AoE Amp. Does it open the goal? It does not again. Pale Horse Esports keeping it nice and cool. Dumbo will find the demo, but Kia's already up here. He set it up for Jules, looking for the trifecta to lock it in. AoE Amp will lob the ball up, but that just gives it over to Kia. The ball's redirected in front of this goal. Lucky Dumbo was there.
Great rotations from Pale Horse. They see Dumbo come in, and they move around him so they don't lose the pressure when he gets that touch.
Kia coming through around the midfield. Snarf reaches up to the ball. He's going to follow it on down. Scylla Esports, another opportunity, but they can't secure this goal. It is 2-0 with 45 seconds, and Pale Horse Esports are setting up for another great pass play. As the ball bounces down, it's not going to matter. As long as they play for time here, it's going to work out.
Well, that's it. We're seeing Scylla getting in each other's way now, all three of them, and it leads to a shot from Jules, giving him that all-important hat trick.
Jules, the third goal. Nice try by Scylla Esports, but it is too strong from Pale Horse Esports. That was a beautiful goal to secure it up, and this is really just a Jules montage here.
Oh, dude, he's having the game of his life. Scylla coming off that 4-0 lead, and he just turns around and says, "No glory for you," and just spanks them time and time again.
Oh my god, I mean, it's dirty as anything, Courier. Pale Horse Esports having a clean first game, and there have been so many shots coming through from Scylla Esports. Here's one of them. Here's the lob. Great save.
Oh.
Kia saved away by Kami again. And this is so much better communication from the Pale Horse squad.
That's it. Their rotations have been clean. The intercepts are there, and they're just in time for every touch, so there's no unforced errors.
9 shots coming through from the side of Scylla Esports. And Pale Horse cleaned up every single one of them. What a start from Jules.
I know, right? 75% on shots.
Yeah.
That is insane. And the fact that a lot of those weren't even set up, like we saw that first one where he just ran past 2 players with that crazy outplay. Yeah.
And look who pads his stats as well. Kami 1 assist per game, like you said.
Yep, that's it. That's what it's about. It's all about stats, not about winning.
All about the padding
But
stats,
they also
right?
win.
Right. But no, coming through, look, I was looking at an article on Reddit, you know.
Yep,
as
we do.
OCE made it on Reddit. Big deal. Like, it's a freaking huge deal. Reddit, we made it. If we look at the top 3 teams that they're saying, here's teams to watch.
Yep.
It's Pale Horse, it's Jam Gaming, it's BFC. One of those teams are out. That's BFC. Pale Horse fit into the slot nicely, and we saw in game number 1 there that they've just started this series off with a bang. That game 1's going to go over to them. Scylla Esports in dire straits right now, because only because that was game 1, but because that was such a different style to what they've been playing in the last series.
They're so adaptive. I think it could be a consequence of them having 5 players in their roster. They've had to change things up. They've had to learn to work with multiple play styles.
Yep.
And because of that, they've had to learn how to read their teammates so well, and it shows.
Shows 150%. Jumping into game number 2, let's see if Scylla can drive it on back. I think there's a lot of potential in this squad.
Yes.
I think that going against BFC, they knew exactly where their weakness lies right now, but maybe they just need some time to find out where the openings are in Pale Horse.
Well, there has to be openings for you to find them, Hysterix, and it's looking pretty grim.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point as well. Pale Horse have really tightened up their roster. Scylla Esports maybe causing a bit of havoc. Kami will go for the demo on the person who normally do the demos. Kia, this is a really nice touch, trying to lob the ball up. Look at Pale Horse following in. Again, time and time, you just see these passing players, which are set up so nicely.
Yeah, Jules just waiting there, anxiously, going to put it away. But it's the follow-ups that we have here. Kami taking the read on his team and allowing himself to go forward. And if he's not, his teammates have him.
Kia coming in off the aerial. Snarf. He clears the ball away, but Pale Horse are not done just yet. Kami will be back into defense. Light touch from Scylla Esports looking for the setup and the direct shot. Kami coming around the side will get the quick demo. Jules has a bit of window, but Kia, is he going to miss the ball here? No, he gets it in the end. Okay.
Style points.
Yeah. I mean, a couple, but it was a dangerous play. Scylla Esports trying to play it around the corner again, but the ball's just shot there. Is that an opening? Open goal, roll it in, and Kia will say yes.
Well, that is a perfect example of drawing out the defense. Scylla getting a little bit too greedy on that play. Kia, just showing him how it's done. That's a strike. Straight down the middle. All pins would have fallen.
Look at that back to front hat. What a hipster. Pale Horse starting game number 2 off just as strong. And this kickoff, wow, that's a great direct for Jules. Almost getting it in. Kia, he's going to bring it back around as well. The ball rolls around in front of the net. Scylla luckily get the defense. Snarf loses control of the ball again. Kami hitting it off himself. Close call, but look, Pale Horse, they're not done just yet. They're going to roll it around this corner, and Kia's going to try and follow it up. Scylla just need to get it the heck out of here.
They took so long, though, that Pale Horse had the time to do a full rotation, come back and be on the offensive. And here we see Kami as well, full boost.
Kia going to set it back right up to Kami. No, too far to the wing. It's going to go to Jules instead. Bouncing off this wall, I mean, Kami going to leave the ball. Scylla Esports, 3 minutes. That first goal is devastating for them. And the Scylla Esports lineup getting cleaned here would just be an epic show of events.
Oh, man, could you imagine a 4-0 than a 4-0 going into the finals? We would have no idea of how the standings are going into the final match.
I think going up against Jam Gaming, that's what you have to realistically look at for both of these teams and who's going to perform the best. Right now, it looks like Pale Horse Esports, but Scylla Esports, they've heard me. They've said no. Kia opening up again off the wall. Who follows it through? That was Jules's. But Scylla, they will get the first touch, so initially they save the day.
And that's the thing we're seeing from them now. They're being greedier and taking much bigger risks than they typically have to try and match the pace of Pale Horse.
It is still that one goal, however. It is still a time for Pale Horse Esports to keep the pace exactly how it is. Scylla are not okay with this. AOEM trying to set himself up. And Scylla are trying to pass it down directly down the field. AOEM lies in wait. They're trying to, again, these cross-field passes. But how do we play this now? I mean, Scylla Esports, they're not getting anything done.
Well, that could be a consequence of Snarf running out of boost, but now he's fully charged, ready and roaring, and can do the follow-up that's needed.
He tried to take that ball himself around that corner, and 150 remaining. Scylla Esports getting some good opportunities, but none actually slotting anything in. Kami off the roof, taking it himself! Yes, Kami, bringing it back. I love watching this guy.
Kami, the one-man army, showcasing that the wall is his place.
Oh,
Sick.
Kami!
Oh, it's so good to watch.
God, I love you, Wolfie.
Nobody loves Wolfie.
What an absolute classic goal from Kami. Upside down, all the way around. Pale Horse. That is a great start to Game 2. Let alone that is a great potential finish. Yeah, okay. Scylla not out. Let's ask, what happened there?
They're inspired is what happened. They're just showcasing a little bit, grabbing that intercept. Dumbo reading the play, putting it away.
Jules? Not sure what happened from Jules there, but they will let one in. So Scylla Esports down but not out in this second game.
Probably hands off controller, celebrating the goal before.
Potentially.
I would be.
I mean, for something like Kami, you definitely would be. So, Scylla Esports, here we go. The center coming through again. Some close calls as Dumbo looking for another one. Equalize, great for Scylla Esports. Even get that next goal, AOEM. He loses the ball for a second. It goes back over to Dumbo. The ball bounces down. Snarf has pushed on out. They look for the passing play over to Kami. Here's hanging back. He jumps in, trying to drive the ball into the heart of the goal mouth, as I call it. Jules around this corner, follows it in again. Pale Horse, I just trying to show some more fancy goals.
And they now have the boost to do it as well. They've just recharged. Kami showcasing that this is his land, and he is just going to put his flag in Scylla's goals.
Pale Horse are running miles over Scylla here. Apart from that one mistake, it has just been crystal clear, and it has been a beautiful, snowy, icy winter for Scylla Esports.
Winter is coming, and they are very happy about it. But you never know. Maybe they could be the hidden dragon underneath all those tentacles.
I mean, sure, I kind of got what you're going for there. Scylla Esports, that's going to be a demo in front of goal. Does it mean anything? Kia responds, balls in front, opening, opportunity. Jules lobs it out. Kia follows it through, and that's the clear. Close to.
Yeah.
Close to the clear.
But the pace of the game has slowed down, and that is just in Pale Horse's favor.
I mean, 2 goals. Scylla Esports, they are, again, I use the word dire straits because this is a series that potentially should have been a lot closer. Jules, again, popping it on up. Kia will miss the ball. There's Kami. Still, again, keeping it slow, keeping it down this half.
Well, Scylla is trying to be fast. That's exactly what you said. because all three are committing for these balls just to make sure they get the touches. So they're going to be open to big punishes in the next game.
That ball hitting the wall. It's going to be a great wall pass coming into that center field, hitting off the backboard. One opportunity, AoE gets it, but that's 0. And that is Pale Horse taking game 2.
Good to see that they're picking it up, though. This could inspire them into the future games, knowing that there is weaknesses in Pale Horse that they can execute on.
It was a great executable. I mean, that was, yeah, great goal, but it doesn't matter. Pale Horse Esports continue to dominate in some form or fashion. Look at Kami, 2 out of 3. That time he was the goal scorer. He got an assist again, so he's keeping consistent.
Yeah, you can't let your stats drop if you're going to try support the team. Or also just kind of running ahead and scoring all the time.
He went for the mini CJM goal. You know, the mini let's do it upside down. Like, the dude loved to play upside down all around. And Kami hanging on walls, man.
They need
Spider-Man.
They need to add, like, tags to Rocket League.
Oh, yeah?
So every time, like, Kami goes up the wall, he can just slowly tag more of his area.
Oh, yeah. You mean like spray paint?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that'd be sick. I want like a Kami tag. Just like every time you get like a wall goal, you're just going to have the Kami tag.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Nice. Well, we jump into game number 3 now. Pale Horse Esports are 2 up.
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable as hell. But Scylla Esports starting to get some goals back. This is a good semi-final because it shows that Scylla Esports are definitely not defeated as of yet. They came through, they beat the top team. Yes, that's a reward in itself. But just because you're third doesn't mean you want to go up and start challenging Jam. Like,
No, you want second,
yeah. You want the dollary dues, dollar bills, y'all. You want to take on Jam Gaming. This is the top team in OCE right now. For Season 3, this looks to be the team that's in most form, making minimal mistakes. Pale Horse Esports are doing the exact same, so you've got to beat them first.
And the interesting thing is going forward, regardless of who wins this team, their playstyle is the same.
Yep.
So Jam Gaming is going to be prepared. They can already start discussing strategy going forward.
Yeah, but here we go. Game number 3, Pale Horse Esports looking so fine right now. From Scylla Esports, that's I guess the better kickoff as the ball gets passed around. Around this corner, they center the ball, but no one's following through, and Scylla just lying in wait. Have they read their opponent enough yet? Has it been enough time in this series? I dare say it has. Kia going to read this ball. Very interestingly enough, hits the backboard. Jules follows it through around this right wing. But he can't find it once again, or maybe he can. Finds the center ball. Whoa, close call. Jules getting the style goals, the Kami goals even.
We are seeing Scylla trying to slow the game down to try to change it up because they couldn't beat them in the fast games. They're going for the slow. But it seems that Pale Horse is very comfortable to play whatever pace that Scylla wants to beat the tune to.
Yeah, they've sped the absolute crap out of this game. Jules around this center is continuing to position himself ready for those style goals. Dumbo rolling on through, but the ball doesn't go the direction he wants. AOEM follows up and goes to the medium pass. Jules there, passing it across the field again, and AOEM is going to meet Jules, gets bumped mid-air. Kia opens it up, but not enough. Kami coming through the air. It's going to hit off. These centers are great from Pale Horse.
Yep, every time they go for a clear, here we have Pale Horse saying, nope, this is mine, and they just steal it. Scylla unable to get it out of their half.
Kami comes flying through, goes over the top of the ball. Scylla Esports finally gets it out, and this is their opportunity. This is what they need here. Scylla have an open goal. They take a shot. Close call, but Kami again. Scylla rolling through with the ball down the center of the field. Pale Horse, they're keeping up the defense. If Scylla Esports cannot get this early goal, I dare say that their drive, their passion will be broken just a little bit. Kami setting it up again off the corner, follow through. Nice work, Pale Horse. Is there a goal that doesn't look good from you?
Oh, Jules is just loving it today. This is some serious Pat statting. Whoa, look at that spoonerism for me. But he is getting them away, and that's the important thing.
First goal, Pale Horse Esports, as with the previous 2 games. They are continuing to absolutely dominate in these passing plays. Jules has another shot, almost sneaks its way in through Snarf. Kia to roll down in front of the net. This goal square, the ball is more in it often than not, if my English makes sense to you. 2 minutes 45, and Scylla Esports have got to start getting some goals on the map.
They are definitely struggling to get those goals. And we are seeing that their playstyle has had to change accordingly. Scylla, we normally see lots of bumps, lots of demos.
Yep.
And they're struggling to connect with the players, let alone connect with the ball.
There's Kia again, having another shot. Pale Horse setting themselves up nicely off this left wing. Kami coming down. And there's so much communication from this mob. Kia rotates back in time. And it's plays like this, knowing comfortably that Kia can defend and get back in time. But there's someone else in goal now. It's just continuously Pale Horse Esports reading the pitch so much better.
Well, that's it. See, they get the clear, and already Pale Horse are going back, ready and roaring to get the touches to get it out.
Silla Esports bring it on back. Finally, they've gotten the clear. Snarf will pass it cross field to AoE Amp, and he hits it off the wall, ready to bounce it on down. They have another shot, but they're not setting up these close goals. They're having a shot from either the halfway mark or not close enough.
Yeah, Kami getting that read, though, has allowed him to push it straight into the other half. Jules now doing his token shots straight at that goal.
Setting it off the backboard. Kami trying to drive it in. It's an interesting play from Silla Esports, how they're not really getting the biggest clears. Yeah, that's a big facepalm moment there.
Ooh, fail fish.
Wait for it. Ready? Nice. All right. Not talking about that one, ladies and gents. We're moving on. It's 1-1. However, Silla managing to score that goal.
Every goal counts, Asterix. Every goal counts. And now that the score is 1-1, it definitely counts.
Yep.
Silla definitely needed it.
Defense is there. Silla Esports trying to drive it through. No! No, are you joking? What is happening, Pale Horse? What the heck is happening? Korea's speech. I've broken it.
Not happy. Not happy, Hysterics.
I mean, the exceptional play in the past 3 games, and then that. You gotta, you gotta bring it back.
I was gonna say maybe there's sub play for them, but Pale Horse has amazing subs, so that definitely wasn't it.
Yeah. So mistakes were made, and now Silla Esports somehow leading the game. And look at this, they're having more and more shots. And genuine advantage right now is Kami setting the ball up for Jules. Maybe they're just playing. Who knows? Out of this corner. We're going to set it up again. Another shot. It's just going to be Dumbo who clears it on through, and he follows it up. Uses his boost, and he's going to have to pick up some pads now. As Jules setting it up. Snarf there, having another shot. Silla Esports really getting this game 3 underway. A couple of mistakes by Pale Horse means that they could just secure it. Jules is setting it up himself. Take back my words, baby, because it's 2-2.
It doesn't feel as good unless there's something on the line. So giving them those 2 goals and now his ability to punish feels so much better.
Oh, I think they thought it was going to bounce on the backboard. Silla Esports left it and didn't rotate back. And Pale Horse, there's just been mistakes left and right, but it's now 2-2. I think Pale Horse is going to feel a little bit better knowing it could go to overtime.
Yeah, it does give Silla the opportunity to slowly pull it back, but Kami is too good, says no to that opportunity, and takes it straight to 3-2 with only 24 left.
I absolutely just think the whole of Pale Horse Esports are so exciting to watch. That is one of the reasons why. This series has been a reason why. Their goals are not straight shots. They're not what you expect.
They're the opposite of the Silla goals we've seen so far, which were the roll-ins.
I mean, they weren't exceptional goals, Korea, but yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. So Pale Horse are done monkeying around, it looks like. Silla Esports, this is their last opportunity. Who's left the goal open? Great touch from Kia. He bumps the ball up. With 1 second remaining, this ball just has to simply hit the ground. Does Silla let it? No! Overtime, okay. All right, Silla, you brought it back.
Great touches there, slowly building pressure. This is what we expect to see of Silla, and Dumbo finishing it off. Welcome back to the country, buddy. This is what we need to see.
Overtime begins again. Will Silla Esports take it? Or do Pale Horse have what it takes to bring it on back in a very strange game? Find out next time on Law & Order SVU. I love that shit. Career again, I'm broken. Absolutely demolished. 20 seconds already into overtime. There's been great setups by both teams. The goal open, no! So close, Gabra, get back on there. 30 seconds has passed. Oh my God. This is a strange game 3, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I'm loving to see the demos coming back. The possession of Pale Horse is what we expect to see, and as long as they don't drop the ball again, I think they're in fine form.
Scylla trying to go for those aerial plays once again. We've known them to play the high passes against BFC, but this is an opening. You cannot do that. Great defense. Dumbo saves it, but Pale Horse are not done. Playing it nice and slow. AOEM tries to take it himself. Who's back in time for that goal to be saved? It's okay. It rolls into the corner. Pale Horse have regained control. It's Jules taking it himself. How does he flick it? He doesn't. He goes too far over the top.
But he does pull out all of defense, gets the full boost himself, passing possession right back over to his own teammate Kia.
Kia bumps the ball front and trusts in Jules. Okay, that's a lot of trust right now. Scylla Esports, this goal is open to flick it on up. Jules is back, and that was close again.
That's a lot of trust coming out of Jules. They need to stop centering in front of their own goal. Otherwise, they are just tempting fate.
This overtime has gotten just so intense. Kami back over to Kia. No, he passes it over to himself. He pinches it against the wall. It doesn't really get that speed that we need. Scylla Esports trying to come flying off the roof. And AOEF just wants this overtime to stop. If Scylla pick up the win here, they put themselves back on the board. But Pale Horse, they are literally one overtime away from taking game 3. And this is close. 2 minutes in now.
It just shows you how hard Scylla is pushing against them, because Pale Horse is choosing not to receive passes just to go get boost, so they know that when Scylla pressures them again, they can actually go on defense.
Scylla is what's setting it up. There's Jules, intercepted very nicely by Scylla. Now they roll the ball. They've got the dribble here. They get it past Kia. Who's into defense? It will be Kami. Okay. Am a little bit worried because Pale Horse are continuing to leave these openings, and Scylla are starting to climb back.
Ooh, scary moment there. Jules unable to see the ball due to the angle, but still managed to get the shot so close to goal.
Pale Horse have to play this 50-50 nicely. It gets centered. It goes across that goal square. No one will pick it up. Snarf is back into defense, and Scylla running a bit of a trifecta of a composition there. Does it go over the top? No, it doesn't. It rolls. There it is for Kia. Close calls. Overtime now 3 minutes long.
The game is tense hysterics. Both teams so close to getting these goals. The tension builds and it builds, and they get closer and closer, and Kia's coming in for the strike, going for that follow-up, allowing his team to get the opportunity.
Yeah, these indirect passes are going fantastically off the wall. Jules is there. Kami hits it up to the roof. He's trying to punch it on down. A shot is imminent here as 3:30. Jules off the corner, hits it up. It's going to hit the roof. No, the backboard, mind you, so it doesn't find its way down. Instead, plays over to the other corner. Kami's there. Jules, bit of miscommunication, could have left it for him. Out of this corner, who is it? Is that Kia? Very close. Scylla continue to defend, but finally, there's the shot over the top. It hits the roof. The follow-through from Scylla Esports. Close call, but this overtime still has no way of ending.
Kami, no boost left after that double defense. Now on the offense, again bleeded of any boost. He's going to be struggling so hard to get this goal.
4 minutes into overtime. This has been Scylla Esports trying to fight back in what was a strange game 3 and what still is. Shots onto goals come left, right, and center, but no one able to secure it. Jules playing the ball slow off the backboard over to Kia to follow through. There are so many good intercepts here.
Both teams just getting in the nick in time for those defenses, doing riskier offenses, but so tight on rotation.
4 minutes 30. It doesn't look like it's ending soon. Scylla Esports, have they made a mistake? Over the top, Kia! Yes, they have. And Pale Horse take game 3.
That was well deserved. Nearly a full match of extra game time, and Kia showing that Pale Horse deserved that win.
Snarf, the ball went right over the top of him. He didn't even touch it. Hit the wall, came back. Kia redirected that perfectly into the goal mouth.
10 minutes of Rocket League is very hard to stay consistent over, so it is not surprising that eventually one of them had to crack.
But look, who got 2 assists that game? Kami. Who gets 1 assist at least per game? Kami.
See, Jules is the player I'd want to be looking at. We saw those huge huge solo plays running up the pitch. He had some excellent shots as well. He allowed his team to really showcase their talent.
The whole team's playing exceptional. Let's
Both
be honest.
teams,
Pale
yeah.
Horse, they made a couple of mistakes, right? So Scylla Esports stepped up on that last goal, brought it to overtime. And I think that was the Scylla Esports that we know and love, that just have to punish Pale Horse mistakes. And they did that in game number 3, but it just wasn't enough. Pale Horse is still an exceptional team, and they take game 3. They are 1 away from taking a clean sweep.
Well, that just seems to be the way today's going. It's just straight games off the back. But Scylla, in that overtime, played fantastic. And if they play like that next game...
But tell you what, this is the semifinals, and if we look at it this way, BFC, they were third seed coming in technically. Fourth was, of course, Scylla Esports. Scylla defeated BFC, if you missed out on that one. Pale Horse are number 2. Jam Gaming are number 1. So at this rate, it's kind of going as we expect it.
Yep.
Pale Horse pushing on up. They've got one game to do it, and in their semifinals, this is it. Game number 4, and it has been Pale Horse Esports dominating the competition. And Scylla Esports, their breathing room is limited.
It's so hard when you're already 3 games down, knowing that every single shot is the end of the dream.
Or it could just be the start of it. Here we go, redirected in, it goes in slowly, but it is secured.
Snarf Snuff, backed up by his buddies, just takes control of that goal, bumping everybody out.
Gladly as well, because he did miss the follow through. He luckily bicycles it in the end. Scylla Esports, not clean, but it is still numbers on the board, and very important. The ball is missed here, and Dumbo will actually just lose it. Kia follows through, and it goes over to Jules, and this is what Pale Horse Esports have been doing. That touch, it's very scary, but Scylla will still find the clear. And possibly even a shot here as the ball being rolled down. Scylla flying through the air like monkeys.
It was a great show, though. They did allow his own teammate to go get it. It looked risky, but he knew that there was no players from Pale Horse nearby, so it was a safe pass that allowed him to get better position.
The ball went over to Kami. Scylla Esports have to deal with him by himself, and 1v3, Kami's an animal. So we were talking about monkeys. That's what I aspire to be one day. Jokes, I'm already an
I was
animal.
about to say, you're already even there, but
I'm already a monkey. Dude, they call me Wukong of the desert. I don't know why. Scylla Esports, 1 goal up and starting again in front of this goal. Scylla Esports to roll it through. Where was the defense from Pale Horse?
well, that's the thing. They've been winning so many games. They're expecting to be able to cheat forward and not get punished for it. And Scylla's like, you are underestimating us. We can apply that pressure. And if you leave us open with such good opportunities, we will beat out your defense.
Yeah, the opportunity was there. Kami committed up to the ball, and the goal was left wide open. 2 goals for Scylla Esports, and Game 4 looking a lot more promising for them.
2-0 as well. This is like one of the best starts they've gotten. They've only got 3 goals tops in 1 game, so I'd say it. They're in a great, great position.
Jules trying to pass it back. Luckily, Kami redirects the ball. Jules is there in front of the goal and passes it to the right wing. Kia able to follow up, but in comes Scylla Esports looking for another one. Dumbo through the air, trying to bounce it down the third and potentially the final.
I reckon it's not nowhere near the finalist, Eric. I think this is the beginning. This is going to be a full Brazil game with the way Scylla's playing.
Yeah, but that could have just nailed the coffin for Game 4 career. 3 goals is hard to come back from.
Oh, I'm saying Scylla's going to get 6.
Potentially. Oh, okay. You're watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. 3-0, 3 minutes. Pale Horse have done more with less. Kami has pushed on up. They're sick. They're mad. Take out the sick part. They're just mad. Scylla continuing to bring the momentum. Aha! Jules is pushing up the ball. Continuous amounts of pressure. He's not stopping here. Scylla Esports, they're hungry now because they've tasted it. They've gone to Macca's. They've gotten the Big Mac, which is my favorite. And they've decided they want fries with that courier.
They're going full meal hysterics?
They went the upsize, dude. They went the up. Oh my god! I'm sorry to everyone watching. That's gonna make you hungry. And so is this onslaught in front of goal. Scylla Esports, they're keeping the ball down here. They can play with time.
Yep, lure Kier out, allow him to try take possession, say nope, and take it right back, building that pressure again.
Jules tries to shoot the goal all the way from their half, and Scylla Esports have brought it back once again. The clear is not coming out of Pale Horse Esports in game number 4. Right now, semifinals are about being consistent because Scylla can bring this back. They are 3 down, but with goals that have come in this game, I think we can strongly believe that they have the potential.
You can just see how starved they are for boost, that they're forced to rotate all the way down to Scylla's side of the pitch, even while they're getting pressured just to get boost.
Demolition caught by surprise there, but it won't matter. Kia letting the ball roll. What are you doing, Kia?
I got nothing for you. Interesting is how I'm going to say that touch was.
Interesting. Yeah. Look, we don't have to say anything, folks. You at home know exactly what that was. It was a play but it had been removed from the book centuries ago. It's like how you get rid of the dragon. No, what is it? I don't know. What do you call it? The skin.
You have to give me a little bit more.
The grey skin. Grey skin. Grey.
Oh, are we going for more Game of Thrones?
Yeah, we
reference?
are. We are. Why not? Why not? Should have said yes, they meant just ruined it. Ruined it. He just spoiled Season 6 for people, and they were not happy. Oh my god, again. Snarf. What we call
Devo.
the Devo in Oceania. This has been a very nice showcasing from Scylla Esports, Korea.
It's a great shot.
Thank you. Fantastic analysis, by the way.
Thanks. I worked really hard on that one.
I'm
You should
glad.
see all the notes I wrote for that one play.
That one play. 5 goals. What has happened in game number 4?
I
for
called
Pale
6.
Horse?
They're letting me down at the moment. I'm expecting big things.
I expected so much more. Pale Horse have been caught on the back foot, and Scylla Esports have just driven this storyline to no lack of conclusion right now. In fact, it could just be swung the other way. Scylla are taking full body count in this game 4.
I mean, if Pale Horse can get a goal like every 11 seconds, they'll be okay.
Have you seen that before, though? Have we seen a bigger turn like that before? Especially when this one's going to go in, or not. Don't call a goal in when it's not going to go in. That should have been in.
That should have been in.
Should have been
I
in.
feel like they're in a position, though, Jake, where they can afford to miss that one.
Well, I mean, they're going to have another shot here, and they're going to miss it, so that is pretty much going to be the nail going down. Scylla Esports taking this game. This means that we got a series on our hands. It means that Pale Horse with 3 games are not looking as comfortable as they should be. Scylla Esports making sure it is not flawless. And 5-0, potentially going to be the finalizer.
I do like how Pale Horse is practicing their positioning in this downtime to try get it right for the next game.
Kia has to make sure he doesn't do whatever that was before.
Yep, that was good, though.
I mean,
Got the connection, beat out the player there, allowing them to get pressure on the left side of the pitch. That was good.
yeah, the ball's just going to hit down, and Scylla Esports take a game. Now, taking control of this series, they did play well, but was it more Pale Horse Esports not stepping up to the plate? I mean, Kami had no assist that time. Well, because you can't have an assist without a goal, right?
You really love Kami's assists.
But he didn't. There was no goal. How can you get an assist without a goal? That means his average for the series is 4 out of 5 games. Because it's not good. He picked up 2 in 1. He picked up 1 in 1. So 4 out of 4 games. So he's okay. Sorry. Out of 5 games. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
Anyway, in other news, no, that was a beautiful showcase by
Please.
Scylla, allowing themselves to come forward. They beat them around the pitch. Yes, Pale Horse was not playing up to scratch that we had seen in the previous games, but it's good to see that Scylla is now playing well. So even if Pale Horse does pick up their act, we're going to see a great Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Scylla Esports have just proven that they're definitely not out of this, and it has been a good showcasing. I'm looking at the stats now. Snarf had 4 goals, 6 of those were shots. There's been an exceptional performance from this lineup.
Yeah, 67% accuracy is pretty darn good.
Yeah, no,
So I'll definitely take that.
But Game 5, good series. We've actually got it on our
We've got a
hands.
series.
We've got a series on our hands. It's not going to be a 4-0 as we're expecting
No stomps.
coming to this game. No, but Pale Horse have been playing exceptionally. What happened in that last game? How do we fix this if you're Pale Horse?
Defending the goal, like, at all.
Nice.
Just not just leaving it.
Well, I mean, simple advice, but should be taken to heart here as Pale Horse will start the kickoff stronger than the last game. Kami going to be playing off the wall. This is Kami things. Here we go. Have they read the playbook? Looks like they have. AoE Emp gets the clear. Follows it up with Snarf. Another shot onto goal. And already Pale Horse have had 2 opportunities.
Well, hopefully they'll start using those opportunities like we saw in the first 3 games, where they were just completely dominant. But Scylla did come off that really good win.
Yeah, 5-0 is nothing to frown about if you're still at Esports. In fact, it's brought you back into this series. Kia is lying in wait. Pale Horse Esports, have they changed? He doesn't get the boost, tries to bump out of the way. Jules will just tumble and dry. Scylla Esports going for the aerial play to bounce in front of the goal. Need that follow-up, very essential. That first goal could mean the game. It sure as hell has in the past couple of series.
Yeah, Scylla is being a little bit slower on those follow-ups, which is interesting. They're relying more on the pressure rather than that 3-man backboard play.
Surprising goals from Scylla Esports last game. That's really what just took us. And it's again trying to pop it through. Another shot. It's going to be Jules centering the ball. Kami hits himself up into the air, but Scylla Esports have an opportunity. Jules punches it out. He follows it through. He's got no boost left. 9 now full. All right. He rotates back. He on, especially. He on. You know, like Resident Evil 4. No, okay. Kami coming through. This is Pale Horse. They are still struggling, though. This is not a clean game 1 or 2.
Yeah, Scylla has definitely used the momentum from last game to come forward.
Nice.
And that aerial demo has allowed them to just steal position straight back.
Well, the ball will get cleared over and they'll be back on the defense, but I think Kami can handle, or maybe he can't. Don't judge Dumbo too quickly, because he came riding through.
Yeah, slow off the ground there both times, allowing Scylla to get the shot they need. Jules just watching?
Maybe no boost, Korea.
Didn't even jump for it, though.
Didn't want to look silly. Pale Horse Esports are crumbling in this next game as well. This is a big surprise. Scylla could actually start running the gauntlet here. And there we go, the second goal. The setups from Scylla are taking us by surprise again.
Yeah, great steal there. Not the pass they wanted from Pale Horse, but Snarf read the play beautifully. Put it straight center as well.
Well, Pale Heath, as we like to call them, are just... Yeah, look, this is really not the style of play that they've been going for. Not that any team should be going for. Setting it up for Kia on top. Okay. Pale Horse, that was much better, and that's how they were playing in game 1 and 2.
Okay, we're finally back. This is what we're hoping to expect. Pass plays coming off the wall. Kia executing nicely and getting it in.
Scylla Esports still lead by a goal, however, and you got 2 minutes 45. And if it's anything what's happened in last game and this game, then Scylla are going to keep on putting on that attack. We begin again. The offense laying down in front of this goal square. Kami misses the ball. That means Snarf can set it up off the backboard. 1, 2, and 3. But the fourth was nowhere to be found. Instead, Scylla regroup, and it's going to be Pale Horse who have to continue their defense. But it's not stopping from Scylla Esports. Pale Horse have to find this big clear.
Yep, and they're really struggling. AoE Amp is already there to steal it right back off them when the opportunity comes.
Quick bump, Jules. Okay, there's a medium-sized clear, I like to call it. Scylla Esports still trying to control the ball. Jules taking it himself, bumped out of the way. It's Kia taking it his own self. Interesting plays from Pale Esports, but Scylla, yes, I'm going to stop calling them Pale Heath, I promise. I love you, Pale Horse. I love you, Scylla. No one get mad at me. Kia down on top of the roof, trying to bounce it through. How much longer will Pale Horse not step up? I don't know. Kami taking himself. He gets it past 3 people. Wow, that was a very close call.
Oh, he deserved that goal, outplaying all of the Scylla players. Pale Horse didn't even expect him to do so well. They weren't ready for the follow-up. That's how crazy he outplayed the defense there.
Here we go again. Pale Horse setting it on up, and their goals just look so damn good.
Well, this time they were expecting it, and they were ready and waiting, and straight past defense they go.
Jules waiting in front of that net, leaving it up to Kia. Beautiful stuff. And here we go. Pale Horse have brought it neck and neck.
It is close. Both teams really struggling, but Pale Horse getting all those critical shots coming through, and eventually Scylla is conceding them.
But it can't be a win without Kami getting an assist, and right now he has none.
God.
It's a minute remaining, 2-2. Do we see another overtime? Well, Scylla are going to say no to this one, as AoE Amp gets bumped out of the way, and so does Dumbo. 50 seconds remaining. Jules centers it downfield. She's going to be responded with another clear from Scylla Esports, and Pale Horse have to get it the heck out of here.
Yeah, Scylla has great control currently. Every time they try to get it out, we are seeing one of Dumbo coming in, or maybe AoE Amp, and each one gets that critical touch and then pushes them straight back round.
Kami commits. He goes too far forward. Kami runs on back, and Pale Horse, they send Kia all the way up. It's Kami coming through. Knife from Pale Horse. They're back.
Ooh, this is the goals they need. They capitalized on the mistakes coming out of the Scylla defense. and used that to put it in the top left hand.
Exposing that defense, exposing the weakness. That's what we talked about in 1 and 2, and this is what we talked about from Pale Horse, that their passing plays are exceptional. So what happened? Well, it looks like it stopped. Jules off the kickoff, taking it himself. Pale Horse, when I said they're back, I bloody meant it.
That is a comfortable lead with only 20 seconds left. Jules showcasing some beautiful dribbling over this series.
20 seconds, 2 goals, 1 shot.
One opportunity.
Mum's spaghetti. Kami looks like he's definitely into the bolognese though, because it's 15 seconds, and I tell you what, the meaty defense from Scylla Esports not gonna matter. That does waste time, however. That does create, again, so many options for Pale Horse, who came out of the gates rolling in game number 5. Pale Horse take it 4-1.
Not even close to Sterix. Not even close.
I think it was closer than Series 1 career.
That's true. That is true. They're getting tighter as we go on.
But Pale Horse, they were seed number 2. Scylla Esports fought their way up, and they fought valiantly. But Pale Horse, when they're switched on, they are just too much to match. And that means Pale Horse will be going up in the gauntlet and taking on Jam Gaming.
Pale Horse have done it. They took down Scylla, and if you take down Scylla 4-1, they take down BFC 4-0. Is that like a 16-0 that you would normally take down? Or 16-1?
This is a hysterics question.
Yeah.
What
Done.
are you,
What
have you been
done?
talking to me too
This
much?
is what happens when you touch him. You get dumber.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm so sorry I hugged you before. That's what did
Oh,
it.
damn
You're
it.
I'm bonding with hysterics. We're going downhill. So in those games, I want to ask, first of all, in those games 3 and 4, or should I say 4 and 5, was Scylla Esports, were they just getting better, or was it just Pale Horse really making those mistakes?
Well, as soon as Scylla got ahead and they started getting all those goals, we saw a huge change up from Pale Horse because they were much more worried about pushing forward.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They push forward. They get really quick touches. They're there before, like they're very predictive and get there before their opponents. But once Scylla were ahead, they were much more afraid. And it wasn't until the very end we saw again Kia sort of just willing to take the risk and
Yep.
go forward, that they started that train back again.
And boy, did they start it back again. The plays coming out of Jules and Kier have been so good. And obviously, Kami got assist.
Of course. That was thank you for that
Now
analysis.
that we said that, we can move
Hey,
off the Kami assist.
But game 1 and 2 was exceptional coming through from Pale Horse.
Pale Horse have proven that they are a top team. They've
Yep.
been doing incredibly well throughout the entire season, and this is just another step. They came through as second seed. They won 4 of their games throughout the regular season,
Yep.
and now they've got a chance to take out a championship in their first ever regular season.
Well, that's
right.
a big thing, right? So they're coming in with no pressure put on them. They came in, they're like, we're just happy to be here. We're like the community team. We ranked in 6, and then they knock out 5-4, 3-2. And they're like, oh, we're like here now. Well, this is great. I'm already having a fun time. But for Jam, they're like, if we lose, we're no longer the best.
What an exceptional season for Pale Horse Esports. They definitely deserve to be up there with Jam Gaming, which leads us to our grand final. The best of 7 between Jam Gaming and Pale Horse Esports. We are going there. After a 5-minute break, do not go anywhere. Rocket League ANZ Challenge for Throwdown, brought to you by Macca's. We'll be back in 5.